Welcome to this explainer. Right now, we are diving into a situation that carries absolutely massive global stakes. If you look at the geopolitical board today, America is standing way closer to the edge of a world-altering conflict than most people even realize. The tension out there is just palpable. The reality we're unpacking today is that one single decision could literally change the world overnight. We're going to cut through the noise and look strictly at the facts on the ground, the real-time movements, and what the source material is actually telling us about this incredibly high-stakes standoff. So look, is this the beginning of World War III? I know, it's a terrifying thought, but it is an entirely valid question to ask. This exact question is currently exploding across the internet. It's dominating social media, it's flooding search engines, and it's keeping millions of people completely on edge. When you have military forces shifting around and global leaders issuing these massive ultimatums, well, this is the frightening conclusion people naturally jump to. Today, we're breaking down exactly what is fueling this intense fear and mapping out the actual reality of the situation. Section 1. The Trump-Iran Standoff. Okay, so the sheer scale of what is happening simultaneously right now is just staggering. This isn't just political rhetoric, these are objective, factual movements happening right this second. First off, military ships are literally moving into position, which immediately raises the temperature. Second, global oil prices are reacting in real time as the markets completely panic over the uncertainty. Third, behind closed doors, emergency talks are underway to try and prevent a downward spiral. And finally, despite those talks, the military pressure just continues to mount. This entire combination illustrates exactly how close we really are to a major conflict. And right in the middle of all this, reports indicate a definitive line in the sand has been drawn. We have Donald Trump reportedly issuing a final warning, stating, quote, "If these negotiations fail, America is prepared to respond with force." As an explainer, we really have to look at this neutrally and recognize the sheer gravity of those words. The source material underscores the immense pressure riding on those closed-door talks. The window for a peaceful resolution is highly conditional right now, and one single decision regarding this ultimatum could instantly tip the scales from diplomacy straight into armed conflict. Section 2. The Strait of Hormuz. They say geography is destiny in global politics, and nowhere is that more true than here. The Strait of Hormuz is this tiny stretch of water, but it controls a massive amount of the world's oil supply. It might look incredibly small if you zoom out on a global map, but its strategic value is practically unquantifiable. It acts as this massive high-stakes choke point. If you control, block, or even just disrupt this tiny waterway, you effectively hold a major portion of the entire global economy hostage. So, you might be wondering, why does a conflict halfway across the globe actually matter to your daily life? Well, if this strait is disrupted in any way, gas prices could skyrocket instantly. And we aren't talking about a gradual, annoying increase, we are talking about an immediate, painful shock right at the pump. Furthermore, global markets could completely crash as investors panic over energy scarcity. Ultimately, the economic fallout hits almost every single person in the country. This isn't just foreign policy, this is a direct threat to the livelihood of the everyday citizen. Section 3. Global Economic Fallout. Because the stakes are so incredibly high, social media is absolutely exploding with theories about the underlying strategy here. There are really two dominant narratives at play. One perspective suggests that this is simply a high-stakes move for political pressure, basically a giant bluff designed to force a better deal at the negotiating table. But then, the opposing view is absolutely convinced that this is a real, imminent escalation and that the situation is going to get much bigger very fast. As observers, we have to look at both of these theories neutrally, because honestly, both of them are driving the massive public anxiety we're seeing today. And as a direct result of those competing theories and the sheer uncertainty of it all, search algorithms are just surging with terms like World War III and Iran versus USA. Now, this isn't happening because people actually know a war is starting, it's happening because nobody actually knows what happens next. The public is desperate for answers in a situation that is literally unfolding by the minute, and that absolute lack of clarity is exactly what sends these apocalyptic terms straight to the top of the trends. Section 4. What happens next? So the entire world is anxiously waiting behind the scenes to see how this plays out, and it really comes down to a stark fork in the road. Will diplomacy actually win out? Will those closed-door emergency talks succeed in de-escalating the military pressure? Or are we heading towards something much more dangerous? We have the ultimatum, we have the geographic choke point, and we have the global economy just hanging in the balance. These are the two possible paths forward, and one of them is going to become our reality very soon. We've laid out the facts, the military movements, the economic stakes, and the ultimate warnings. But the future is totally unwritten. And I want to turn this over to you for a second. What do you think happens next? Does diplomacy hold the line, or does the pressure just become too great? Dive into the comments below, share your perspective based on the facts we've explored today, and let's talk about it. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on how this critical situation unfolds.